Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So today we are once again going to talk about the U.S. House of Representatives, and we're going to talk about one representative in particular because something happened. And the Republican Party seems surprised that it happened, and I'm not sure why, to be honest. So, if you missed it, as of yet, the United States House of Representatives still does not have a Speaker of the House. But one representative, she started off supporting Jordan initially, and then she changed her mind, and she voted for a different candidate. Her name is Marionette Miller Meeks. And when she changed her vote away from Jordan, she started getting calls. Since my vote, I have received credible death threats and a barrage of threatening calls. The proper authorities have been notified, and my office is cooperating fully. It goes on. One thing I cannot stomach or support is a bully, someone who threatens another with bodily harm or tries to suppress differing opinions, undermines the opportunity for unity and regard for freedom of speech. Shortly after this becoming public, Jordan, he tweets out, "No American should accost another for their beliefs. We condemn all threats against our colleagues. It is imperative that we come together. Stop. It's abhorrent." It is abhorrent. It is abhorrent. But why is it happening? How did this start? When did it become normalized? You think that maybe years of rhetoric labeling other Americans as enemies of the state, enemies of the Constitution, enemies of the people, think that might have had something to do with just winding up that base? It was okay as long as it was directed outward, apparently. And then there was all the talk about civil war. That rhetoric getting more and more and more inflammatory. What about when it turned to going rhino hunting? The Republican Party has used more and more inflammatory rhetoric over the years, has riled up their base to just an unbelievable level. We've seen it over and over and over again. And now that base, it's acting on its own, apparently. They've been told for years that if it's not the MAGA way, well, it's going to destroy the country. That rhetoric, it leads to this. It leads to this type of stuff being normalized. The surprising part is that a whole bunch of people apparently thought it would only be directed outward. Once you adopt those authoritarian stances and that rhetoric, there always has to be a bad guy, somebody to go after. And anybody who's not with you, anybody who's not in lockstep, well, they're obviously the bad guy. And when you constantly have your political party, your pundits, your commentators saying that, oh, it may be time for civil war, it keeps the base on edge. And when there's division within your party, they're still on edge, maybe more so. The rhetoric needs to stop. People can sit there and say, you know, This is horrible. It should never happen. The party of personal responsibility probably needs to take some responsibility for this, because there has been years of increasingly inflammatory rhetoric coupled with lies. Lies about the election. Lies about, almost everything. And that's coupled with that rhetoric. It makes people angry. And the Republican Party wants people angry because it drives voter turnout, energizes the base. I think there's a whole lot of people who should read Frankenstein. A smart person, after reading that, they know that Frankenstein isn't the monster in that story. It's the monster that Frankenstein created. A wise person knows that Frankenstein is the monster. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.